Hey there, this is Teacher Ola Podcast episode 171. Why is English hard to learn? My name's Ola, I'm an English teacher. I know you can eliminate your language blockade. I record this podcast episodes with worksheets to help you start speaking English faster and achieve that fluency and enjoy all the things that come with it. Easy, light, pleasant communication. Visit my shop at teacherola.com, get your worksheet sets and enjoy your journey to fluency. Happy learning! And hey, thank you for joining Top People. Hello and thank you for joining me today. Here's the first episode of a series on reasons why English is in fact a hard language to learn. What's your first thought? Why is English so hard to learn? What first jumped to my mind was, phrasal verbs. Oh no, who doesn't hate phrasal verbs? Today you'll hear 5 reasons why we hate them. And hating phrasal verbs won't make them go away, but it'll make you more aware of the problem so that the solutions will also come up. That's at least my intention. Before we start, let me remind you, Speak English with TV series online course, a program focused on eliminating language blockade is available now. Go to powiedz.pl and sign up for a free challenge and start speaking today. The link is in the description. It's powiedz.pl. Every Thursday at 11 a.m. I go live just for a quick chat, a short English class called Top Talk. You'll find me as teacherola.podcast. So join me on Instagram at 11 on Thursday. Visit my shop, buy a worksheet set, and have your worksheets in one place. They're editable, they include a habit tracker. And if you'd like to join my lessons in a small group of 6 people, let me know. Write an email or catch me on Instagram. Thanks for your patience, and let's get back to the episode. Phrasal verbs are never easy, never. Nobody's safe when it comes to using them fluently, not even native speakers. We all mix them up. They are so hard, you have to be really smart and really strategic in learning them. I am absolutely positive phrasal verbs are one of the major reasons for English being so hard language, such a hard language to learn. You are absolutely redeemed if you struggle with them. You have every excuse to struggle. Now, let's see what makes them so damn hard. By the way, there are some episodes of this podcast revolving around phrasal verbs. Refresh your knowledge or learn new vocabulary in episode 161, Phrasal Verbs with Look, Part 1, and episode 165, Phrasal Verbs with Look, Part 2, 161 and 165. Let's list the reasons why phrasal verbs are so tough. 1. A phrasal verb consists of a verb, like look, and a particle, or 2 particles. The particle often changes the meaning of the verb. Not always, but it happens. So you think you know what the word look means, but then you come across look for and the meaning changes. Now it's the search. That's, in my view, number 1 reason why phrasal verbs are so confusing. 1 sentence to help you memorize look for. Here you have it. She's looking for her car keys. She's looking for her car keys. 2. Certain phrasal verbs have multiple meanings. For instance, put off. It might mean to postpone something, like a meeting, but secondly, to put off means to make somebody dislike something, and actually there are 2 more meanings. Check a good dictionary. So, multiple meanings. 2 examples to remember. Long queues put me off shopping at the weekend. I'm afraid I have to put off our meeting. 3. There are separable and non-separable phrasal verbs. Let me explain it roughly. Separable phrasal verbs are those in which the verb and the particle can be apart or together. For example, please fill in this document, or please fill this document in. Both correct. Besides, if you see a personal pronoun, your separable phrasal verb must be separated. Listen to this example. I filled it in. I filled it in. I filled the document in. I filled in the document. But I filled it in, not I filled in it. Yes, so I filled it in. That's the correct option. On the other hand, we have non-separable phrasal verbs, and they are always put together, even with a personal pronoun. They cannot be separated. Here are some examples. She turned into a witch. I can look after your kids. Did you come across anything interesting? 4. There are phrasal verbs which take two particles. Two friggin' particles. Here come examples. I have to get rid of this clutter. How do you get on with your neighbors? I look forward to seeing you. 5. Idiomatic phrasal verbs. Yep, some phrasal verbs have idiomatic meanings. That boils down to this. You cannot predict the meaning of the phrasal verb by looking at the verb or the particle. There is no hint whatsoever. And now a few examples. We have to work this problem out. Why didn't you bring this topic up? I know I can count on you. He came down with the flu. Let's practice now. Listen and repeat these sentences. She's looking for her car keys. She's looking for her car keys. Long queues put me off shopping at the weekend. Long queues put me off shopping at the weekend. I'm afraid we have to put off our meeting. I'm afraid we have to put off our meeting. I fill the document in. I fill the document in. I have to get rid of this clutter. I have to get rid of this clutter. How do you get on with your neighbors? How do you get on with your neighbors? I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you. She turned into a witch. She turned into a witch. I can look after your kids. I can look after your kids. Did you come across anything interesting? Did you come across anything interesting? We have to work this problem out. We have to work this problem out. Why didn't you bring this topic up? Why didn't you bring this topic up? I know I can count on you. I know I can count on you. He came down with the flu. He came down with the flu. Here you have it. Phrasal verbs are one of many reasons why English is so hard to learn. I have just listed 5 reasons why we all hate phrasal verbs. Let's recap those 5 reasons. 1. The meaning of the verb often changes with different particles. 2. Multiple meanings. 3. Separable and non-separable phrasal verbs. 4. Two particles. 5. Idiomatic meaning. Now go to your inbox and get the worksheet to test yourself. Translate the sentences into English. If you're not a member of Top People, download the worksheet from teacherola.com/171. By doing that, you'll become a member and receive my weekly newsletter. If you find this episode useful, tell your friends about this podcast. Thank you so much for doing so. Please rate this podcast wherever you listen, be it Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, or YouTube. Thank you for doing that. Thank you again. I'll see you next Wednesday. Happy learning. Take care, stay fearless, and say it out loud. Bye. Masz blokadę językową. Dużo rozumiesz, ale nie mówisz płynnie. Brakuje ci słów, czasem tych najprostszych. Nie potrafisz szybko reagować. Jak masz coś powiedzieć po angielsku, zżera cię stres. Masz blokadę językową, bo rządzi tobą strach. Na szczęście można nauczyć się mówić swobodnie. Serio, można nauczyć się mówić swobodnie. Weź udział w darmowym wyzwaniu Powiedz coś. Wejdź na stronę powiedzcoś.pl. Zapisz się na darmowe wyzwanie. Your journey to fluency starts now. powiedzcoś.pl